topic is it is time for you to get off the medical merry-go-round. What do I mean by the medical merry-go-round? Well, if you've been in it or you've had someone you love in it, you know what it's like to start with a problem and try to figure out what it is. I don't have the same energy I used to have. I can't lose weight like I used to be able to lose. I don't feel like myself. I feel like I can't remember anything. My memory is going. My allergies won't clear up. I always have sinus infections. I get strep throat every single year. And so you start on this journey and you add one prescription, then another, a different doctor. I've been there, and it was the lowest point of my life because what happened for me is that my body completely rebelled. I got Bell's palsy, right? Which is why I love my Wave Watch, which helps me with it, and all my Young Living products. But the key here is I need you to know it's okay if you feel like you are the most complicated, challenging, difficult medical case known to man, because you are not alone. This is something that we are creating in our country in a way that is not helpful in the United States because it's a business, right? Medicine is a business. And what happened for me is I was on steroids that skyrocketed my weight. I was on antivirals that made me feel terrible. I was on gabapentin that didn't even manage my pain. And when I say I was on gabapentin, I was on 16 gabapentin a day. Google the side effects of gabapentin if you want to know just how low I was feeling. I was on omeprazole, but I still had tummy trouble. It was endless. And I was on 3 allergy medications that were not helping my allergies. One at a time, they got added to help the other ones. No one ever thought to say to me, what are the underlying causes of your allergies and can we remove them? Because I was on the medical merry-go-round. And as long as they could write me prescriptions and as long as I could buy the things over the counter or as long as I could get to the doctor, another pill was added. And that, my friend, is never going to get you to wellness. You cannot pill your way to wellness. Now, I still take one medication. It's Levoxyl. It's for my thyroid. So, of course, medication can be critical to your health. But what we do often is that we see multiple doctors and we get on multiple medications and no one is paying attention to whether they interact. No one is paying attention to all the intricacies of how and when you should take them. Levoxyl is probably the most incorrectly taken drug in the United States right now because it has to be taken in such strict guidelines or you undermine the whole effect of the medication. So if you're on Levoxyl, which millions of us are, definitely check with your doctor or your pharmacist. Pharmacists are a font of information. They're a wonderful resource. But all the other medications I was on, I kicked to the curb. And the way I did that is, and Immutrex, I forgot. I would take Immutrex every time I got a migraine, which was at least once or twice a month, and I would lose an entire day. Because if I took the Immutrex, it knocked me out. That was how it made me feel better, is at least I wasn't suffering through the pain of the migraine. I have had 0 sick days since 2017. I have had 0 migraines since 2017. That alone, the migraines alone, if you have ever had a migraine, hear me now, you do not have to have them. There is an underlying cause. And instead of treating the migraine, we need to investigate what the cause is. One of my most favorite people on the planet is Reed Davis, and he founded a company called Functional Diagnostic Health, and it teaches people to be that investigator for you, to be that detective for you, right? They're going to find out what your underlying health issues are, not just, you were born in North Carolina and moved to Seattle. Now you have allergies. Let's give you medication upon medication upon medication, right? And I would also encourage you to realize that there is a better path. Now, I'm not saying don't take the medication your doctor gave you. It's really important when a doctor tells us what to do that we follow those instructions. But I think it's important to start introducing the idea that we don't want to be on the medical merry-go-round our entire lives, right? If you started taking Claritin when you were 12 and you're still taking Claritin, the side effects of that medication, which I think we now call loratadine, not so great, it turns out, right? Because everything comes with a cost. It's not just your time to go to that doctor. It's not just your energy to think, oh my God, my allergies are really killing me. I've really got to figure out when I can get into the doctor and get a shot, right? It's the money you spend on all of those appointments. It's the things you miss because you're doing all of those. And it's the side effect of the treatments that you choose to implement, right? So one of the things I think that we've been trained to do is if you're sick, go see the doctor will give you a pill and you will feel better. And what I encourage you to do instead is obviously if you are in an emergency or you have a terrible illness, go see your doctor. But if what you're dealing with feels like it could be manageable by you, be your own detective. Get off the medical merry-go-round. Take back your own medical power and say, okay, every time I do this, I feel that way. How are those things connected? And for me, what it ended up being is I had very carefully lined my entire home with all the normal things, right? I had Windex, Febreze, Old English, shaken stuff to put on my carpet for my vacuum cleaner, soft scrub, lots of cleaners, Tide, tons of stuff, candles, beautiful makeups, perfumes, hair stuff, and every single product I was using was adding to the chemical load that my body could no longer navigate. At the age of 31, I started feeling bad. That's when my thyroid gave out. And by the time I got to Bell's palsy, I was running for my life. I was doing everything I could to keep up my energy. I had 2 little kids that I loved. They were my life. How could I just not get up in the morning and keep rolling? You do. So if you have been walking that walk, I would love to talk to you to see what we could do to support you and be a detective. Get off the medical merry-go-round. If you would like to lose weight, if you would like to kick inflammation to the curb, I always recommend the 14-day reset as your first stop. We have 12 new participants this month alone on my team, and the results that we are seeing are outrageous. Inches lost, knees that wouldn't let people go up and down steps in the past, up and down the steps, no pain, back pain disappearing, migraines disappearing, because what we're doing is we're not treating the symptom, we're taking away the underlying cause, the trigger. I want you to be able to have glimmers of health, not triggers for bad health, okay? So whether you talk to me or someone else, if you are struggling with health, make sure that you're being your own advocate. I know it takes bandwidth. I know it takes time. I know it's hard to stop the merry-go-round, but I want you to think about all the time you're already spending, all the money you're already spending trying to solve this, and just pivot slightly and see if there are other things that are natural, that can be removed from your life, maybe toxins that you are exposed to all the time that you can remove from your life. Because one thing I'll tell you that I have found very interesting is that I have been with Young Living since 2017. And almost everyone I know that has used the products actually everyone I know that has used the products still love the products today. I have never been involved in a company like that. Do they all sell it? Absolutely not. Do they all share it as a business? Absolutely not, because you don't need to. And you don't have to do Young Living, but you do need to figure out the underlying cause of what's rocking your world right now, because you deserve to walk in health. You deserve to have energy. You deserve to have clarity. You deserve to go to every event you want to go to with your kids or your family or your boyfriend. You deserve to travel. You deserve to run up and down the stairs. And anything short of that is not normal. It's not normal for us to feel like crap all the time. That is not your human resting state. We are beautifully made to heal our bodies, to feel good, to have energy. And I'm on the 3rd day of the reset, and I am embarrassed to say how good I feel. Because even though I wasn't going crazy before, I wasn't doing all the things. And on the 3rd day of doing all the things, I feel so invigorated. I have so much energy and so much focus, and I'm leaping to my goals instead of crawling through molasses to get there. So message me the word reset or reach out and let's talk, because I would love to see you being your best self, because that's what you deserve. I can't wait to see you back here